It's kind of a dream come true, really. It's one of those things that me and Gonzo have always wanted to do. We've always wanted to play Ripple Fest. It's always been kind of on our bucket list. So, we play Austin all the time, but Ripple Fest is definitely one of those we've always wanted to play. So it's a huge, huge honor. We're super appreciative that they allowed us to play that set. There's so many legendary bands playing there.
All right, I think we could be live. Let's see. There we go. Hey, this is S. Patrick Brooks with the Heavy Underground Farm Report, man, and I am super happy to have Justin from Sons of Gulliver here today. Justin, thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here. This is awesome. Thank you.
This is awesome, man. You guys had like a thrilling week, man. I mean, like as recently as an hour ago, you were posted about some exciting shows that are coming up. We'll talk about those later, but I want to talk about the big announcement that you guys had this week. Right away, you guys were announced for Ripple Fest. So Congratulations on that. First of all, man, tell me what do you think about that?
It's awesome. It's kind of a dream come true, really. It's one of those things that me and Gonzo have always wanted to do. We've always wanted to play Ripple Fest. It's always been kind of on our bucket list. So, we play Austin all the time, but, Ripple Fest is definitely one of those we've always wanted to play. So it's a huge, huge honor. We're super appreciative that they allowed us to play that set. There's so many legendary bands playing there.
Yeah.
God, it's unbelievable. So
you really do. There are some legendary bands that have already been announced. And one particular band that I'm excited about is a band from your state, Wofat. Is there something? Have you been to Ripple Fest before, Justin?
No, I haven't. No. Like I said, we play in Austin a lot, but I've never been to a Ripple Fest myself.
That's cool. Well, so tell me, man, is there something special about it happening in your own state?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. I mean, I know people come from all over the country. Some people come even from over Europe to come play this festival or just attend it. So, it's a pretty big deal.
Man, I went last year, and I'll tell you what, it is a big deal. You're not kidding, man. It's like literally people from all over the world, fans and bands. So this one might be easier for you guys. I talked to some of the guys from like Sweden and stuff. I'm like, how do you like playing in 105-degree heat?
Yeah.
So like you live there, man. So do you think is it playing outside in the heat, is that a pro or a con for you?
I mean, I got the long hair, so that can get kind of messy on stage every now and then. But
let's rock and roll.
It works. I mean, I think they usually do Ripple Fest at Far Out Lounge and Sagebrush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've played Far Out Lounge once before, and on that huge outdoor stage, and the heat was there, the wind was there, but I love outdoor shows, so yeah.
Oh man, well, cool. Well, I know people are like the reaction has been fantastic. Are you surprised by the reaction? What's your reaction to the reaction?
I mean, I'm totally blown away. I mean, I'm super appreciative of everybody, that's egging us along, and it's been a long road so far, and I'm just super humble and super appreciative to just be able to play this. So
cool. Justin, you say it's been a long road so far. Does this feel like that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, kind of? Do you think, for you, do you think this is like, wow, this is really where I want to be?
It's a little nugget. I wouldn't say it's the pot of gold, but it's getting there,
Heck yeah, man. Right on.
It's definitely a big nugget, that's for damn sure. So
right on, man. Well, that I'm super stoked for you, bud. You guys got together during the pandemic, if I'm correct, right? Tell me, how did the pandemic create your band? How did that shape your band? What effect?
Well, I mean, I would imagine it's pretty similar to a lot of other bands that formed during the pandemic. Everything shuts down, venues shut down. So people just kind of get that creative bug. and they start writing because that's all they can do, you know? So that's kind of where I was when I started writing the music that would eventually turn into Sons of Gulliver. I left my last band at the tail end of 2019, like right when the pandemic was first really starting to get going. It was getting pretty deadly.
Yeah.
I left my last band and basically just took about a year off from music completely. Like I wasn't in a band, I wasn't doing anything. I was just focusing on my business and my family and everything else. And that's
Okay.
kind of when I started writing music for the first time in my life. Because up until that point, I'd never been a songwriter. I had never done anything like that. So,
Excuse me. Did the frustration of the pandemic, did you feel that you needed a way to express yourself?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. The frustration from the pandemic, everything shut down. I kind of went through a dark period during that time, during the end of 2019 and the 2020. I wasn't really in the best mental space. So that kind of lends to the creativity, I guess, of also
Yeah,
being shut
sure.
down and not doing anything musically. Once you stop everything and you're not doing anything musically at one point, which anybody who knows me knows, I spent the last 16 years being in and out of bands constantly. Like having that year off, personal hiatus was the longest I had ever gone not doing something musically. So during that time, I guess that's when the muse started speaking, so to speak. And I started listening to that and started writing it down. So, yeah.
It seems to be speaking really loudly. I like not just figuratively, but literally as well. You guys bring like a super super heavy sound. Tell me, man, like you guys are a two-piece band. It's not really the norm. I mean, like I could think of some other examples, but conscious decision, or maybe you started off and the only two guys that could get together and you just dug what you were doing?
No,
How did that happen?
when I first started writing this music, I fully intended on getting a full band together. Like I never really intended to do the bass and drum thing. That's just kind of what happened, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't intend it to be getting a full band, guitarist, frontman, drummer, keys, whatever. But it's a weird thing that happened when I was writing these songs, these first few batch of songs, that I realized, now it's time to get a band together. And I thought, first things first, find a guitar player. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, wait a second, I kind of wrote all of these songs with bass in mind because I'm a shitty guitar player, and
I
so
somehow doubt that, but okay.
in place of guitar, because I don't even think I own a guitar, but while I was writing these songs, I would just use my phone and just do crappy phone recordings, demos, and in place of guitar, I would just crank up the distortion on my bass just to, as like a
Okay.
placeholder, and that's kind of stuck. I kind of like that. I kind of dug it, and I got to the point where I was like, eventually try to find a guitar player, and then I thought, well, I don't know how that would transition, because I like it the way it is now, and if I get a guitar player, it's going to change, and
For
then I'm not going to
sure.
like it. So that's kind of where the bass and drum thing first came from, was from that idea. Is, well, why not just do it myself? you know?
I love it, man. I mean, like it's sorry, one second. It's super heavy, like real heavy. And I think the first time I listened, I didn't realize it was just bass and drums for the
Oh yeah,
most part. So I was like, damn, it's like so deep. And then I obviously did research and realized what was going on, man. The sound is so thick. It's, it's that, are you using like something special for the effects? Or are you just using like, what do you do? Like, I know you're
oh
playing through a really sweet Rickenbacker bass that is fucking bad. I
yeah.
just like drool over every time I see it. It's so super bad. But like, do you have like an amp and pedal setup that gives you like an extra thick sound that maybe fills in some of that space that would be missing from a like because of the guitar?
Not really, honestly. My rig is very stripped down and very simple.
Okay.
I mainly use the V bass nowadays. I don't really use the Rickenbacker as much. It's that one hanging up right there. But yeah, my pedals are very simple. I use a Rat distortion pedal, a wah pedal, and a Digitech whammy. That's literally all I use.
But you
And
get so much sound out of it.
but the thing is, I have a very heavy right hand, so I should be breaking a lot more strings than I actually do. But yeah, I think that's where a lot of the tone comes from, is just how heavy-handed I am. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic, man. So the two-piece band, like, do you write all the songs and all the music, or I'm sorry, we haven't even talked about the drummer. Let's tell me what the drummer's name is, and let's give a shout. Like, sorry, Mr. Drummer. Is his name Dolphin Riot? Is that?
Yeah, that's his tag name when he lived over in Spain. So he moved to the States about 5 years ago, and he was that was kind of his nickname overseas, was Dolphin
Okay.
Riot. I call him Gonzo,
Yeah, I
but
saw that too. Okay.
that's only because I can't pronounce his first name.
Well,
uh,
Gonzo is certainly a compliment in the drumming world. So
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, he was a drummer over in Spain and Europe for many, many, many years. He's toured all over Europe. He was in a band a few years ago called 77. They were kind of a AC/DC type sounding band. But yeah, they toured all over Europe and whatnot. So he's definitely got a lot of experience in that field. Yeah, he moved over here to the States about 5 years ago, I believe. And
Justin, how'd you guys meet?
so we met when I was putting together this band. I got the idea for the bass and drum thing,
Okay.
and I thought, I'll just find a drummer. Just find a drummer, and then we'll figure it out. And so I actually put a post on Craigslist, of all places, and kind of listing everything I was looking for in a drummer and my whole crazy idea for a duo. And I thought, this post is going to sit here for months. No one's going to contact me. Screw it.
How
Let's just
many minutes was it, Justin?
2 days. It was two
That's
days,
awesome.
and
Nice.
Gonzo contacted me, and he sent me an email, and he said, "Dude, this is everything I've been looking for. We need to meet up and jam now."
Yeah, cool.
So
Did you go ahead?
we
I'm
met
sorry.
we met up at a hourly rehearsal place in Dallas somewhere, and we met up, we jammed, and I brought a couple of half baked song ideas I had with me at the time, which I think wound up turning into Desert Boogie and Red Sun Blues, and
Badass songs.
we had both of those songs written in about 30 minutes. First time meeting, and I barely said 10 words to the guy.
Wow.
But yeah, he's one of those drummers he's like a bass player's wet dream. He's so easy to play with. He and I, when the first time we played together, it felt like we had been jamming for 10 years.
Oh man, that's cool.
So
it sounds like it.
Like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is an incredibly tight rhythm section, man. I like. I've been like, the day I do an interview, I listen to the band's music a lot, and like, man, I thoroughly enjoyed it today. It was fantastic. So tell me, so we were going to talk about songwriting a little bit, and then I think I asked you another question before I gave you a chance to answer. So you guys had an instant chemistry. So how does that work with the songwriting? How do you guys do that?
So usually I write most of the music aspect of it. I've got a whole back catalog of riffs and stuff from years past that I bring up.
Cool.
A lot of it comes from just jam sessions, just us getting together and just doing whatever. Sometimes those turn into songs. Gonzo, he'll bring up some stuff to the table every now and then. He's a songwriter himself.
Okay.
He's actually got a side project called Downtown Losers, where he's basically a one-man band. He does everything. He does guitar, drums, bass, everything else.
Okay, right on.
He's a great songwriter as well. So I write most of the instrumental parts of this. He writes a lot of the lyrics. We kind of come 50-50 on the lyrics. And yeah, we have a very good writing chemistry together. So it's very, very easy.
So Dolphin, man, I love the song. So and I want to talk about one in particular because I want to talk about another thing that Dolphin seems to have a talent for. But I freaking dig the video for Feeding the Horse. Like,
yeah,
I watch it over, and I like that science fiction thing that you guys have going on there, and the song is a ripper, man. It's like, I listen to that song all day long. I love it. So tell me, how did that come together? Tell me about your involvement and what Dolphin did, and like what were your idea behind that and everything, man.
So I think Gonzo was the one that, or Dolphin was the one that brought that riff together at first. He was
Okay.
the one that brought that to the table, and he was like, "Hey man, I did this on guitar. Listen to it and tell me what you think." And it was the main riff of the song. I was like, "Man, that's killer. We can put that on bass." So we basically just transcribed it over to bass and filled out the rest of the song and jammed it out that way. And yeah, I mean, that song it's kind of a joke song, really. Um,
Okay.
it's kind of
What do you mean by that?
it's kind of a tongue in cheek.
Okay.
A guy gets abducted by an aliens,
Okay.
parties
Okay.
on the UFO, gets dropped off. You know,
It's funny. The video's
all
funny.
his time.
Like the video's super enjoyable to watch, and the music is just fantastic. How long did it take you guys to put that together?
We filmed that ourselves, actually.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's super impressive.
Yeah, all of that was filmed on Gonzo's iPhone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Man, okay, I'm an old guy, so I'm like still just like blown away by technology. It's
Yeah,
like someone did that on their phone. That's so,
yeah,
man, that's
and
so cool. I'm telling you what, I have watched a bunch today, so it's super cool, man. Bud, you've got some cool shows coming up. You posted some stuff on Facebook right before we jumped on. You're doing a tour with Red Beer Wall, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we're doing that. Yeah.
yeah. Why don't you tell me about that? Tell me about some of the shows you guys came. I know you like had a recent lineup change and all that. See, if you want to just talk about that, man, I'm sure people want to hear about it, especially people in those areas, so they can catch your show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're doing a run in April across the southern states. It's a short run. You know, it's only like 4 days, but
Okay.
we're hitting up Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee.
That's a
We're
world tour. What are you talking about? Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
yeah, we're going with Redbeard Wall. We've played many shows with them before in the past. They're our buds. You know, they're
Are
they're the
they
guys.
also a two-person band?
Yeah, they're a two piece as well. They're a guitar and drum two piece.
That's crazy, man. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome. So what you guys have played together before, and it's just like, are you supporting like your latest EP, man, or are you guys just getting out there because it was just like a good time to go? What do you
It's
have
just
out?
it's a good time to go. You know, we're trying to get outside of Texas. We've played all over Texas at this point. You know, DFW, Austin, Houston, San Antonio,
Hell yeah.
and we're just trying to broaden our radius basically and push out into some other states. And yeah, like I'm originally from the Alabama region, so
Okay.
one of the shows we booked was in Florence, Alabama, around Muscle Shoals, where I'm from.
Right on,
So
man.
that'd be kind of a good homecoming for us.
That's cool, man. It's a beautiful part of the country too. It's like so green, and like I'm from Colorado, and if it's like it's just most everything's dead right now. So I'm a little jealous. So you'll see like living things. So man, we talked about your EP a little bit. Are you guys doing some writing now? Do you guys have plans to release music this year?
Yes, we are. We are in the process of writing the next record, and
Oh
we've
hell
got
yeah!
a ton of stuff we're working on right now. We're not doing any local shows or anything like that for the next couple of months, probably, just because we're focusing on writing.
Cool.
But yeah, we're in the process of tracking some demos and hopefully get all those ready to go. And we're possibly thinking about hitting up Mr. Kent Stump here in Dallas from recommendation from Matt from Momo Voodoo.
Hell yeah, that is awesome. Well, cool, man. Right on. Go ahead. I'm just excited. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
So hopefully we can set something up with Kent. I haven't talked to him yet, but I would really, really like to record there. I think that would be perfect for us.
So just in case you're listening and you don't know, Kent Stump is a member of WOFAT. He does a lot of producing on the scene. Does fantastic work. Matt Watkins is from Momo Voodoo, is an original member of WOFAT. We talked to Matt just a couple weeks back. So man, I'm super excited that like everything Kent Stump touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
So wow, that's super exciting, man. Well, right on.
Momo's album sounds fantastic. So the first time I heard that, I was just like, oh my God. Like, not only are the songs amazing, but the production quality, everything about the album itself was just, it just blew my mind.
So,
So
but I have a Doom chart vote, and like I heard that and was like, "Oh, that's easy. There's my number one album." I was like, "Yeah, it's like there's something special about bands from Texas. I don't know if it's just the ZZ Top roots or probably something before that. Even man, do you have any pressure being from Texas, man? Is there like, do you feel like you have like something to live up to with all the like, I mean, Stevie Ray. I mean, you could go mainstream with Stevie Ray Vaughan and ZZ Top, and then you could go like deep with bands like Woe, Fat, and Duel,
yeah,
Warlong, bands I love from Texas. Is there some pressure being from Texas?
yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a ton of legendary acts that are from Texas. You know, I'm from Arlington originally, so you know that's where Pantera is from. You know,
No pressure
so
there.
when I was straight out of high school, all the bands in Arlington were just Pantera clones. You know,
I can
so,
imagine.
yeah. But yeah, Texas is a special place. It definitely is. There's so many incredible bands out here. It's stupid. You know.
Yeah, man. We're grateful for it. Tell me, Justin, with all those incredible bands, where you're from, did you have somebody when you were growing up that you were just like, man, that dude, I want maybe not be like that dude, but play like that dude, or just somebody you were like, man, that guy's a rock star. I want to be like that.
uh, probably I got three.
Okay,
So
cool.
with this band being what it is and what we sound like, obviously you got Lemmy. I mean, first time you hear Lemmy, any bass player hears Lemmy for the first time, you're like, that's what I want to do. You know, it's not. It's one of those things where it's kind of like the guilty pleasure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The
Mm-hmm.
distortion and all the effects. The Cliff Burton. You know,
Oh
was
yeah.
another idol. It's one of those things as a bass player where you're like, that's amazing. I want to do that, but it's not realistic for making money. You know,
Fair enough.
the cash is on the lower register. Up here is just you're just playing with yourself. But
Yeah.
you know, definitely Lemmy and Cliff Burton, but also my brother too.
Oh
My
yeah.
brother, his name is Jimbo Hart. He's been a bass player longer than I've been alive. Um, he's a world-renowned session bass player. He's one of my heroes. So he's that guy. When I was a little kid, watching him play, it was like that's what I want to do. You know?
Wow, man. So that's runs in the family. That's
Yeah,
but that's really cool. Like that family love. So
yeah,
he's considerably older than you. So you grew up
yeah,
watching your brother just rip on bass. I mean, a session player's got to be amazing.
yeah. He's a session guy in Muscle Shoals and other places. Up until recently, he played. If anybody's familiar with the Americana scene, he played with Jason Isbell in the 400 unit for many years, and
Wow,
yeah, he's toured all over the world. You know, so
dude, that's fantastic. That's an amazing piece of information. Right on,
yeah.
man. Well, that's
And
cool.
we went to his place to record "Riding in Black." That's where we recorded that song at. Was at my brother's house in Nashville.
How does he feel about the music that you play?
He's probably one of our biggest fans, really,
Right on.
because I'm his little brother. You know,
Yeah,
but
man. I have a little brother, and I'm telling you, no matter what he did, I love it. So yeah,
yeah,
I get it, man. Oh, but that's so cool. Hey, I just saw Solus in Las Vegas. You guys played with
yeah,
Solus in Dallas, right?
yeah. That was an amazing show.
Tell
Those
me,
guys,
I just just a little self-indulgent for everybody out that's listening out there. Solus is just an amazing live band. Tell me what you thought about Solus, Justin.
man, they were so fucking amazing. You know, every now and then you see bands come through where, you know, like we played with High Desert Queen, we played with Temptress, Stone Nomads, guys like that, where you're just like,
Yeah.
how do you follow that? You know? But yeah, they were amazing. When we played the show with them, I think his name is Justin, the singer.
Yeah.
Uh, I know there's like two other Justins in that band or something. Uh,
Dude, that's great for you.
yeah, the singer for that band, he didn't want to perform that night to save his voice for Planet Desert Rock, obviously.
Oh
So
man, well,
Justin, the other guitar player, took over vocals for that night, and
are you serious?
yeah, that was really cool actually because he
I
he
bet,
did a fantastic job.
dude. So, like, I was familiar with Solus before I saw him in Las Vegas, but not like super. Not like
Yeah,
I could name every song on their album. Kind of familiar,
yeah,
and they like So it was a top three act for me at Planet Desert Rock, which I don't know how you really like rank those things, but man, they're fucking amazing, bud. That's cool, man. I love that you enjoyed it too. One of the things I love about this scene is that bands actually like the other bands, watch the other
Yeah,
bands, support the other bands. Tell
and
me,
that's
is
the
that a
thing
big?
too, is because the scene that I was in before stoner rock was more of the alternative rock, kind of, I don't know, Incubus type of music. You know, that
Yeah,
was kind of the
I
scene
call
that I
that cocaine rock, but you call
yeah,
it whatever you want.
and the scene there was very kind of cutthroat. You know, everybody was not friends with anybody else. It was very, you know, my band first type of thing. You know, it was very
Sure.
kind of, I don't want to say toxic, but it wasn't a great kind of scene to be in. Then I
Okay.
transitioned to stoner rock, and it's just the complete opposite. You know, everybody's a family. Everybody loves each other. Everybody's a fan of each other. You know,
Dude, it's true. It's
yeah.
just
So
true.
it was kind of culture shock for me when I first came into this with this band. You know, so yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
great. Love it.
It's a huge attraction for me as a fan. Um, Access to the bands, getting to talk to you like this, people just being really sweet and cool and welcoming and appreciative that we appreciate what you do. So, man, you're just, but you're just another cool guy that I met in the scene. It's like, it's awesome, man. And I know that me and other fans really appreciate about how down to earth and normal you guys are. So, man, I appreciate that about you. But hey, but I'm about to wrap it up, and I want to give you a chance to talk about whatever you want to talk about and say hi to, I mean, I know you have some cute dogs. I don't know if, whatever you want to do though, man. Why don't you take over here for a couple minutes?
Well, I mean, I just want to, you know, say thanks to people that listen to us and, you know, support us and share our stuff and do all that. You know, that means the world to us. You know, I mean, I've never really been a songwriter before or anything like that, so it's kind of validating to have people actually be fans for this weird ass bass and drum project thing. You know,
Sure.
um, also want to mention the Midwest Doom Coalition.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. Any band listening to this needs to join up with that, like right now. As soon as this is over, go sign up with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Those guys,
You could
those guys,
even pause it if you need to. Like, seriously, Midwest Doom Coalition. Fuck yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
Justin, go ahead.
yeah. Those guys know what's up. They need to. Everybody needs to go support that. You know. Let's see, Kyle from Good Boy PR.
Kyle's a great
Big
guy.
shout out to him.
Yeah. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, he's done a lot of really good stuff for us. He's our acting manager at this point, so you know, big shout to him.
He's a great dude. Right on. That's awesome.
um, and yeah, definitely my wife for putting up with me. You know, she puts up a lot of bullshit for me in this music thing. So yeah, definitely
Right.
shout out to her.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, having that support at home is huge,
Yeah,
and that's cool. I'm glad. That's awesome that you're acknowledging her. That's important. Right on,
and
man.
big thank you to you as well. You know,
Oh yeah, sure,
you
man.
do amazing stuff for this community and this scene. So
I
you
love
know,
this
everything
scene,
you
dude.
do
And
with this, everybody appreciates it. So thank you very much for giving us a podium to kind of sit up here and talk about music.
Justin, I am happy to do that. I do it because I love the music. You guys are just another example of a band that I absolutely just adore, man. I'm so excited that you guys have the Ripple Fest slot, and I'm stoked you're working on some new music. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, man. I
Yeah, no
thank you so
problem.
much.
Thank
Like,
you.
fuck yeah, dude. Keep on rocking, man. If there's anything we can do for you guys, let us know. We're gonna keep listening and promoting your stuff because it's fantastic, buddy. I really, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for being on.
Thank you.
All right, Justin, you have a great night, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Heavy Underground Farm Report out there. Justin, we're going to have this out on YouTube. If you don't mind, I'm going to slap one of your songs on the end of the interview so people can check you out if they haven't.
Sweet.
All
Awesome.
right, buddy. Right on. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Justin, I think it's just going to disconnect. I'm going to hit stop. All right. Woohoo. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're still...